Colourpop is back to their iconic collabs, and they collabed with Stranger Things. I wanted to do a full video on the collection for you guys because I'm pretty excited about it, and I feel like no one is talking about this, so let's get into it. This collection just launched last week. It is now available on Colourpop and Ulta, and everything is still in stock. I have to say, I think they went all out with the packaging. I am pretty impressed with some of the things I've tried today. This seems to be like their Halloween collection this year, as well as they did just restock the Haunted Mansion collab. If you guys did not get your hands on that, I saw that was available at Target. But yeah, I'm excited. I know Bath & Body Works just collabed with Stranger Things and now Colourpop. I'm wondering if Stranger Things was like meant to come out in like the end of this year, but they had to push it back because it's so weird that they have all these collabs lately. But I did hear it is coming back like early 2025. It's actually coming up really soon. I remember when the last season ended, I was like, that seems so far away until the new season, but time just has been flying by. But if you don't know what Stranger Things is, it's a really popular show on Netflix. It's actually so interesting and so good. It's a little bit creepy, kind of sci-fi based in the 80s. I love it. My husband loves it. It's something we both watch together. But yeah, I'm really excited for the new season, and I definitely suggest watching it, especially for spooky season. So let me do a quick overview of the products that are in this collection. Of course, there is an eyeshadow palette. This is the Stranger Things eyeshadow palette. We do have the Demogorgon up here and the Upside Down and the colors included. I feel like they picked a really good color story. With Colourpop, they usually like to stay a little more neutral, but I feel like they did some fun colors that definitely represent the colors in the show. This one does retail for $26, but I feel like there's a lot of fun details in here. There's even a couple like duochrome shades and a couple glitter shadows, which their new glitter formula is so much better than the old one from a couple years ago. They're not as chunky as the other ones used to be. These almost feel like a creamy gel on the eyes, and I like to do just like a fine placing of it. I don't like smooth it all out on the lid. But yes, that is the eyeshadow palette. So pretty. We also have these liquid eyeshadows that are also more duochrome, so if you like to amp up your look a little bit, you can try these. I did not test them in today's look, but they do seem pretty fun. Interdimensional leans a little bit more blue, purple, green, shifty, and these, they've had this formula before. It's not my favorite because I feel like they're kind of weird and tight on the eye. They're not the most comfortable, so I personally don't wear them a lot. And then Humanoid is a little brighter. It also has green and purple shifts to it too. There is a cream blush in this collection, and I thought this was perfect for the collab. This is a pH adjusting cream blush in Buyers. It has the little cassette tape here, and it is a black color changing blush that turns into more of a pinky berry on the cheeks. This is so fun. The little milk carton, it says, "Have you seen me?" Hawkins Milk Liquid Glow Drops. And then you open it up and you have these gorgeous highlighting drops. This is such a pretty color. Everyone goes crazy for the Colourpop lip mask, and they do have a new waffle lip mask, especially for 11 because she loves waffles, and this smells so dang good. They nailed the scent of an Eggo with syrup. I am very impressed. And then this was such a fun touch as well. This is the Talk to Me Ultra Glossy Lip Trio. Look at these. They look like the light bulbs in the show. I thought that was so clever. Even the shape of them looks like a little light bulb, and the shades are Where Are You, Right Here, and Run. So that's a look at everything in the collection. I do have everything on right now, so of course we're going to do this look, so let's get into that. I want to try something a little different than I normally do and start with the darkest color first, and I'm going to take the black in the palette and put this in the outer corner. This shade is called The Void, and I'm just going to kind of press that lightly on each of the sides and then gently kind of blend that. But I don't know, this was a technique I saw Makeup by Mario do. He started with the darker shades and then kind of went to the lighter ones, and I thought it was really interesting, so I wanted to try it myself. But sometimes with these, I kind of like to pat the color in place first just so this doesn't get too messy. I'm wiping the excess off, and then I'm going back to blend that. So then it kind of smokes itself out and becomes almost like a darker gray. It's not like a super intense. You can definitely add the intensity that you want. I just prefer my looks to be extremely blended. So you can kind of take it out a little bit and just really blend those edges out. But you see how that just kind of seamlessly faded really nicely. It wasn't really patchy or anything. It's a really good matte black in my opinion. And then just adding a touch more with this more flat brush. This is a Sigma E27 to keep that depth. I am going to take a little bit of this kind of dark teal. This is a BK211 and I'm kind of blending this in the crease here, blending into that darker black that we used. Darker shades like this, I like to take a really fluffy brush that's with no product on it and just kind of wipe that back and forth so there's no harsh lines. But I do take my shadow up a bit higher because I do have a little bit more of a hood. Personally, I don't love this technique as much. I feel like it's a little bit too messy for me and what I like. I'm just kind of used to doing my makeup the way that I do it. But I feel like it's nice to switch it up sometimes. But yeah, I do feel like this technique's a little messier than I prefer. I don't like when I get too much shadow right here on like my orbital bone, I think that is. So I'm just kind of wiping some of that so it stays bright. But if I have too much there, it kind of closes my eyes off a bit. I am going to take this kind of smoky shade here. This is called Alien Vines. I'm using like a flat brush for that. So I'm going to take a little, I'm going to wet my brush and then kind of smudge this on the lower lash line. I just find wetting the brush has a little more control with the product, because if you use it dry, you're probably going to get some shimmer fallout underneath there. It's just going to be a mess to clean up. So just having it a little bit saturated will be a little easier for you. But when working with dark shades like this, it's always going to look a little messy until you add like your foundation and concealer. So it's a trust the process moment, but I think that looks actually pretty good. I might smoke a little bit of the teal in there. This is the Gate, just to add a little bit of that blue in. Okay, I was really interested in this like duochrome color here. This one is called Alt Dimension, and I've been trying to apply my shimmers with a brush lately just because I feel like part of the reason my eyes crease so bad is from using my fingers so much with shimmers. It could be an issue, maybe not, but I like to use my fingers because I get the most color payoff, but I think the oils from my fingers are like creasing my shadow. I'm going to use this Singe EO1 brush. Again, I'm going to wet that. That will amp the metallic up a little bit more. And we'll spread this along the lid. Oh yeah, that is so fun. Such a pretty shifty shade. And using that fluffy brush again just to blend all that together. This is a Sigma E40. I'll try to have all my brushes I use in the description box. That's something I really want to work on because I feel like I get so many questions on brushes. And I just got a bunch of new Sigma brushes at Creators and Friends. I'm going to add just a tiny bit of this glitter too. I just want a little glitter pop. This is called the Upside Down. I don't want this to be like too much, but I just want to slightly tap that on the lid. Just very lightly. I feel like just adding that even amps up the sparkle just a little bit more. Now let's smudge some black liner on our waterline here. This is just a L'Oreal one that I grabbed. And then also gonna tight line up on the upper lash line too. which basically anything where you could see like your skin color, that's kind of where I put this. Now let's clean this up and you will see the look transform. We want something a little more fuller coverage when working with dark shadows like this. So I'm taking Lancome Tint Idol. Adding a couple swipes and we'll blend this out. I'm using the BK A506 for this. Just kind of blending out those edges and then we'll clean right up underneath the eye here. So we have a nice, sharp, clean line. And then I do sometimes take a little bit too, just right under my brow bone, just to clean up those edges too. And if there's any darkness in the inner part, I like to get that. Now that the eyes are done, I have been so excited to try out this pH color changing blush in Buyers. Look at this, it's a black and then it kind of turns to a very light berry. Now when I swatched this, it was pretty sheer, so I feel like this is gonna be really natural, but we're gonna try it out. I like to use the BK 107 for these creams. You can see it definitely turned the brush pink, and then we'll put this on the cheeks. Oh, cute. Yeah, it is a really pretty berry, and I do feel like we got a decent amount on our brush, and it is definitely showing up, which is nice. And these blushes do apply well over powder. I did already set my face. And yeah, it's applying just fine. I think that is such a cute color and just a really cool concept just to have the black to pink color changing. Of course, we have to try out these really cool glow drops. These look so fun. I'm just gonna put a little bit on my hand. I feel like we're gonna need like literally the tiniest little dot. And I'm gonna actually apply this with my finger since it is so liquidy. And this will kind of just melt into the skin. Oh yeah, that's pretty. It's really like silvery pearl and just leaves, once you blend out, just a nice sheer amount of glitter. Like that looks stunning. These just look very flattering on the cheeks because they're very liquidy, so they just kind of look wet. And even though they do have like a little glitter in them, I don't feel like it looks like it's enhancing fine lines or texture because of the liquid formula. But that is just gorgeous. Whenever your face turns, you just catch that glow. So pretty. I want to see if I can just add like a tiny bit in my inner corner too, just to keep the brightness there. This dries down really fast. I do set everything down again just with whatever's left over on my powder brush, even the highlight, just so it's gonna stay in place on my oily skin. Now the glosses in the collection are really sheer, so I am gonna go ahead and line my lips. This is Makeup Forever Wherever Walnut. Since we did kind of a more bluish color on the lid, let's take the blue gloss as well. This is in Run, and just putting this all over the lips. This really is just gonna add a very hint of a light blue, but it's not really gonna show up. It's mostly just gonna look clear with glitter. So that is the full look. Let's get into my thoughts so far. So how fun is this collection? I think they did such a good job on it. I always love the Colourpop collabs, and I feel like it's been a while since we've gotten one. Like, they have kind of taken a step back lately. They used to have new things launch every single week, and it just got to be too much. So it feels like they actually spent like a lot of time on this and really came up with some creative ideas and products for this collection. And they do have some more fun collabs coming up. I can't say what, but there is some fun ones coming, including a fun holiday collection too. And I want to kind of talk about some of my favorite things that we tried today. Of course, I do enjoy this eyeshadow palette. This was just so fun to play with. If you guys are familiar with Colourpop's formula, you will like this. It's their regular formula that I know and love. I do find that sometimes these darker mattes, especially with blues and blacks, can be a little bit messy, a little tricky, and with their mattes, it just takes a little extra time, extra blending for me. That's just typical with Colourpop's palettes compared to some of my other palettes that probably cost twice or sometimes 3 times as much as this. So to be expected. I love Colourpop's formula and I love their quality and their prices. I thought the shimmers in here were really good too. I had no issues with them. I like this palette a lot and I think it does fit the TV show so well. The lip mask is just a given. These are always so good. It's kind of fun. I like to collect them all. I have all kinds of different scents and flavors, and when they have special collab ones, I always want them. So these are always like a must-have. Like probably one of the things that might sell out the fastest. And if you like the smell of waffles, this is seriously spot on. This blush actually surprised me. I thought it was going to be way too light on the skin. I do feel like if you do have a medium to deeper skin tone, this is still going to be too light. But I just thought this was such a fun idea. And I thought it looks really pretty on the cheeks. It has a nice glow to it. This is definitely one of my must-haves. If you do have a lighter, more fair, light, medium skin tone, I think you will enjoy that one. The glow drops are honestly so pretty too. I'm not really much of a highlighter person, but these do look beautiful on the cheeks. If you obviously don't wear a lot of highlighter, it's probably a skip for you, but I honestly was impressed with these. I personally just don't really like their liquid chromes. It's just not a great formula in my opinion. Of course, maybe they've improved it. I don't know. This is probably my one thing that I would skip, even though they do swatch beautifully. I just prefer like their glitter gels. I prefer their more jelly much shadows instead of this formula if you want extra shine. I feel like I always say this about their glasses, but I feel like so many in their collabs basically go on clear, and I think it's such a fun idea and looks so cute in the set, but for practical reasons, I would say you could probably skip the gloss set because literally it is just a clear gloss. I like the formula and all, but yeah, it's not really something unique and special. So that's my thoughts on the Colourpop and Stranger Things collection. I just had to do this video for you guys today. I miss doing my Colourpop dedicated videos. I kind of stopped for a while just because I wasn't really getting as much views on these dedicated collections, but since I was so excited about this one, I really wanted to kind of go through everything with you. I will link these products on the Colourpop site because I do have a discount code with Colourpop. You can use the code 5LEAHJANAE for $5 off your order. I usually link them because you can save a little bit more money, but yeah, it's also on Ulta as well, which I can provide those links for you too if you prefer. But thank you guys so much for watching. What do you guys think of this collection? Have you been missing my Colourpop videos? Let me know. I so appreciate you guys who do like use my code for every launch and like remember it. That means so much to me because I know I haven't been making these videos as much as I used to, but I will let you guys go and thanks so much for watching.